All right, welcome back. Everybody hear me okay? All right, good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, most of you have been in this program for a little while uh, that are here attending. Many of you may be watching these videos. You haven't attended yet or seen many of these videos yet, but in order to make any progress, a lot of times, in a lot of things we do, we have to kind of shift our perspective. We kind of need um, to look at trading a little bit differently than what we have been doing. Um, and I know that a lot of us tend to try different things, try new things, try adding things, try changing things, but you're doing that from a single degree of perspective, meaning that you feel that trading is this certain thing, or the markets are, or your abilities are, or whatever. So a lot of companies say, you need to change your perspective or to understand and accept what they're doing. It's another thing entirely to actually provide tools to help you do it. So that's what we do here. We're going to go over what it is exactly we do in these aha moments. I do this about every third aha session because we have new people all the time. And we have people that just kind of skip around watching the videos and maybe they haven't seen this, but these sessions aren't designed to teach you how to trade our system. um, to me, the mechanics of trading is about 20% of what you really need to know to be a good trader, to be a trader who trades regularly for an income. So what I try to teach you here, or at least enlighten you, give you some potential ahas, uh, is what I call the other 80% of trading. Okay, so what do I mean by that? There's a lot of things going on in trading that we don't know that we don't know. Okay, we come in with this one degree of perspective of what we think trading is, and then we try to build a trading career, or at least generating some sort of regular income based on that one degree of understanding. So what I want you to do is kind of drop that one degree of understanding for a few minutes, and let's see if I can make some progress with you here. If you remember the Karate Kid, this is the best example I have, and I use it over and over and over and over again. Most people have seen this movie, which is why I use this example. But if you remember, Daniel, this kid, got his butt kicked by a bunch of thugs, and they were all using karate. And Mr. Miyagi came to his rescue and beat up all the thugs using karate. So Daniel doesn't want to get beat up anymore, and he goes to Mr. Miyagi and he says, "Hey, teach me how to fight." And teach me that karate stuff. And Mr. Miyagi says, no, no, no. And finally he relents and says, okay, you come back tomorrow. We get started. So Daniel shows up all ready to learn how to punch and kick because from his perspective, that's karate, punching and kicking. So Mr. Miyagi has him go out and start washing and waxing all of his cars. Remember the wax on, wax off? Remember that? How important that was. So this goes on for weeks, and Daniel gets sick of it and decides he's being taken advantage of. But what's really happening here is Mr. Miyagi is teaching him the things that he doesn't know he needs to know before he has to worry about the punching and kicking. Okay? He has to have a strong defensive foundation. And that's what he was working on with the wax on, wax off. These were blocking the punches and stuff. And there was other things, paint the fence and all that. So this is what I'm going to try to do here. I'm going to try to teach you without you maybe necessarily even understanding what you're being taught completely. But if you stay open-minded, you're going to pick up some stuff here in these aha moment sessions that we have. These are the wax on, wax off sessions. These are the things that you don't necessarily know you need to know. But without it, you're not going to be successful. Okay? So perspective, we want to make sure that, if you're not getting what you want out of it, or it's not what you thought it was, maybe it is, it's something that you could certainly attain, but you just got to change the way you're looking at it. Okay, and maybe change the way you're approaching your trading. So here's an example of we think we know what we see here. Again, you're coming into trading, you're thinking you know and understand what it is, and how to go about. Well, when price goes up, put on a trade. When price goes, sell it. Price goes down, you make money, and easy. Just push the button. Just got to know when to push the button. Simple, right? And this is a very tiny little lady sitting in a chair. Unless you change your perspective. And then you realize it's not what you thought it was at all. Not even close. So a lot of us come into trading with these really weird perspective on trading, and here's the problem. You start researching it, and everybody that's posting things about trading reinforce your expectations. Okay, we're all looking for the easy way. We're looking for that guy, right? The guy that will tell you when to push the button. But most of you have never actually thought to ask yourself, what is it you want out of trading? Now, many of you joined us with an understanding of what we do and maybe have adjusted some of your perspectives. And you've had some ahas, but possibly not really allowed a complete perspective shift. Talked with a trader in the room yesterday who seemed to be doing things right, but keeps falling back into that 1 degree of perspective. Okay, so it takes work. It takes hard work. A lot of us just, like the excitement or the potential for excitement of winning a bunch of money. Here's the problem. Okay, the problem is, for most of us, we got into trading not knowing what we're doing. And we sat down on the first day and we probably sim traded. We got our charts up, we got our trading done, we maybe read a book or watched a video, and I'm going to try this. And you push the button and holy cow, you want to trade. Oh my God, that was easy. How long after that are you thinking, hey, I should do this for a living? Not long. Didn't take me probably less than an hour. So a lot of us come into this now and it's fun. It's exciting. We want to make money. It's kind of like the gambling. You're approaching it like gambling. Anybody come in with that and still feels that excitement when you sit down to trade every morning? The same excitement that you get when you go to a casino and you sit at the blackjack table? So we have a hard time sometimes losing that 1 degree of perspective. Like that 1 degree, like focusing on an indicator, thinking it's going to tell you what to do, like a rock star indicator. And we get people that come into the room. Now, people that have been there a while absolutely know that not to do this. But we get new people all the time. And they say, well, there's a rock star. Why didn't you trade that? Well, that's because you're only seeing 1 degree of focus. I'm looking at a 3D view, and I'm seeing all kinds of red flags that keep me out of a trade, not just an indicator. I'm not looking at an indicator. I'm not so narrowly focused that I'm just looking at an indicator. But some of us want that narrow focus because it's going to feed into what we believe. We want to believe what we see, and we want to see what we believe. So we either forget to look around us at what the conditions are, the other um, opportunities or signals or um, warnings. We just want to see what we want to see. Oh, there's a rock star. I'm going to trade it. So there are things going on around us that if you're not paying attention, you will completely miss. And here's a really, I like this little video. I'm going to show you a little video. Let's see.
Hi, I'm Richard. This is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now, the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now, Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. What I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising. What's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing colour-changing card. Hi, I'm Richard. This is Sarah, and we're going to perform the amazing colour-changing card trick with this blue-backed deck of cards. Now, the idea is very simple. I'm just going to spread the cards in front of Sarah and ask her to push any card towards the camera.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go for this card here.
Okay. Now, Sarah could have selected any card at all from the deck, but she selected the card which is now face down on the table. What I'm going to ask her to do is show us which card she selected.
Right, so the card that I chose was in fact the 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds, okay, excellent choice. That card goes back into the deck. Now I'm just going to spread the cards face up on the table. Do a little click of the fingers, and you'll see that Sarah's card here has now got a blue back. Not particularly surprising, what's slightly more surprising is all of the other cards have got red backs. And that is the amazing color changing card.
All right. So you can see, hold on a second, let me turn this down. How easy it is for us to lose that perspective, that, to miss what's happening around us that can be very important to making decisions. Oh, hold on. How come I got music? Another card trick. All right. So what can you do? What can you do to start helping change that perspective? The first thing is become more curious. You know, don't assume you know what day trading is. Okay? Start really thinking about what exactly is going on and be as precise as you can. You know, there's a lot going on in day trading. Try to understand what it is that you're looking at when you're watching the charts and your trading dome and the numbers changing and all the wavy lines on the charts and all the indicators. What am I looking at here? What is actually happening? And now I repeat myself a lot, but I do it different ways. So remember the picture of all the people walking down the street having combinations of thoughts, feelings, and emotions and trying to understand that. Okay? So that's what I mean. When you're looking at trading charts, what are you really looking at? You're really looking at people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions about that price of that instrument at that point in time. Okay? But you got to look deeper and try to understand why. Why is price moving? What do they know that I don't know? What happens when my order gets filled? Why did my order get filled? Who bought my order and what do they know? Why did they buy it? And why are they stupid or are they smarter than me? Do I have better information or do they have better information? What information are they using at this time to place a trade opposite of what I'm thinking? What are the indicators? What are the conditions in the market that made them think the opposite of what I'm thinking right now? Introspection. That kind of started me on this whole thing. I started asking myself questions, and I didn't have. I mean, it didn't happen from reading a book or a video or whatever. It happened because I felt like I'd hit bottom. Um, I had nowhere else to go. I was completely defeated. And then I started asking myself some questions. And if you can be honest with yourself, you can learn an awful lot about yourself and about what it is that you're trying to accomplish and how you're going about doing it. So when I started trading or trying to trade, my answer to this would have been very different. But after 7 years of struggling and failing, I still thought the answer was make a lot of money, quit my business, and just live the easy life, making a lot of money in a couple hours a day. I mean, I thought, and that just kind of got stuck there. But so I had to ask myself, what is it I'm really doing at this point? Am I really approaching this like something where I can turn it into a profession? Or am I approaching it the same way I approach my hobbies? You have to answer that question yourself, which we do have an aha on that. Do I still think trading is an easier or better way for me to make a living? How much time do I have to devote to developing this new career? I mean, if I wanted a new career and it wasn't this, and I decided maybe I want to be an engineer, well, I have to go back to college, and that's going to take several years, and I have an understanding that it's going to take several years and a lot of money and a lot of hard work. Am I willing to do that for this new career? What are the warning signs I may be getting, but I'm not seeing or I'm not paying attention to? Am I not doing the hard work, and am I looking for shortcuts? How bad do I want this? Do I really want this? And again, willing to spend the time that most professionals do on their profession. Like it's easy to relate it to sports, of course, because this is a competition. Trading is a competition. Uh, it's a very participatory type of activity. So we have to work at it regularly, like an athlete. So athletes don't just go, okay, well, I ran a 4.340 and that's it. I don't have to train anymore. I don't have to practice anymore. I did it. And now I can do it all the time, anytime I want. No. Athletes will spend probably less than 10% of their time competing, and the other 90% of the time getting ready to compete, doing all the hard work, the exercises, the conditioning, the study, all of that stuff that goes into it. Are you willing to do that? All right. Well, that should get you started on changing your perspective. Any questions? No questions? All right. All right, everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.